Hello everyone, this is Vex with Dreaded Wave. Now if you had told me early 2023 that I'd be running around with a little worm that may or may not be trying to control my thoughts and actions, I would have told you that I've had one of those since puberty. And I certainly haven't won any awards for that, unless you consider chlamydia an award. But then again, what use is a temporary award? Anyway, Baldur's Gate 3, I ended up walking into this game, learning about it maybe 2 or 3 months before it came out. And let me tell you, it deserves all the praise that it's getting. Like, I'm going to joke about it, but seriously, I've enjoyed this game probably more than any game that I've played in the last 3 years. These are going to be clips from my first playthrough. Like most people, I played up to a certain point and then started over, because I skipped so many things that you can miss in this game, and I think maybe I had like 4 or 5 of the potential companions that you can have at that point. So yeah, I started over, and I played as a tiefling both times, a monk and a sorcerer. I had posted some clips on some of the shorts and on TikTok, and somebody had commented that I started off as an evil character and I was doing an evil playthrough. And I was like, what makes you think that? Just because my character looks badass?
What is wrong with you? Why are you blue?
Come on, don't be a racist.
Bloody hells. Literally. Just when I think I've got a grasp on our dilemma, a devil shows up.
Hey, I'm a tiefling lady. Tiefling! No, but seriously, I was gonna play an evil character. That's why my name is the Killer V. But I ended up playing a pretty good playthrough and just decided to save the evil playthrough for the Dark Urge, of which I will also be posting clips of very shortly after this video. The editing process of this video was really the most difficult part of the process. After that, mostly I'll just be posting a lot of shorts, so look out for that. But much Baldur's Gate 3 in the future. I want to get the only negative out the way, which is that there are some minor bugs in the game, but really, not only are most of these things going to be patched by the time I post this, some of my favorite games of all time are known for having bugs, such as Fallout New Vegas, one of the games that I've put in probably the most hours in of any game that I've played. Borderlands 2 and 3 have bugs in them. But especially at the time of posting this, I don't think that any of the bugs would be detrimental to your playthrough.
Here I come!
The combat in this game is really what I play any game for, is for the combat, but really in this game I just really wanted to see how it stacked up. I was lucky enough to play some tabletop Dungeons and Dragons when I was in college, and I really did enjoy it. I think it's become obviously more mainstream now, which is great, and I really enjoy the fact that I can play something like this when I next
Got you now!
I feel like they gave you enough spells to really feel like you have a lot of options without overwhelming you too much with the amount, because I feel like we could have gotten more spells and more different types of things you can do with your characters, but I think it stops just short of being a little bit too much for some people. And I think the inventory is sort of an echo of that, where the creators could have gone a little bit further, but the inventory, I think, shows the limitations of that, because a lot of people were complaining about the organization of the inventory and how things get cluttered pretty easily, which there are some things that you can protect against that, which I might post about later. Now, the fact that I had started a playthrough and kind of messed around in the beginning and restarted kind of helped me out with the combat, because I was going in blind. I had no clue what to do, and I made a lot of mistakes. And I think for many new players, they might want to think about doing that, just kind of creating a character and running around at the beginning of the game just to see what the physics are. I mean, the first time you fall into a chasm, I'm going to tell you, I didn't know what to do. It will affect your will to live. But in these clips, I'm whipping ass. These goblins didn't stand a chance, except for this guy. For whatever reason, he was going beast mode until Lizelle activated her Black Air Force energy. See, the thing about this game is that you can use the environment to your advantage. It's very situational, and I think that's one of the most enjoyable things about the combat, because every time I pick up this game and play it, I find new ways that the environment can affect my opponent and give me an advantage. Or, you know, completely screw me and give me a glaring disadvantage. But either way, my point is that strategy comes into play, and it feels like you're actually putting in the work, as opposed to the characters just you point and click and they go where you want them to. Now for this playthrough, I was trying to maximize my number of companions, and so I was trying to knock out Minthara so that she will be present in a later cutscene where I could recruit her. And just a heads up that if you loot her body at this moment and check all her inventory, she will be naked in all the cutscenes that you have her in up until the point that you recruit her as a follower.
What's that smell?
That puzzle sped up if anybody cares. Now I heard that you can romance your companions in this game, but one thing that I wasn't prepared for was how readily the companions will romance you.
They're coming. You're coming.
I swear, you would tear the horns off one dragon to plunge into another. Your scent alone is enough to make my neck sweat and my hair stand on end. I won't be your girlfriend, but I will be your lay.
Yes or no?
So that's all I really have to say about that for right now. I mean, there was some controversy, but I don't really get into that type of thing. Like I said, I don't really play games for much else besides the adventure aspect of it and the combat, and of course, you know, parts of the story and things, if they're really good, stand out to me. And of course that can include romance, but it's not necessarily something that I look for in a title. Okay, this time I didn't kick the squirrel, okay? She lived. Didn't. Seriously, I had so much fun with the combat in this game that I found myself wishing that I had more encounters with enemies to just use some of them, especially if you're playing as the monk, which we'll talk more about later. But it's extremely fun and satisfying to pull off some of the maneuvers in this game.
You took a life, now you're...
Get him up, let him get up, let him get up, let him get up.
So the class I started with was a straight up sorcerer the first time I played, but I found very quickly that in the pinch they don't take enough action to be effective in the early game, at least to make you feel really powerful. They have a very good moveset, that's why I stuck with the sorcerer, but for beating the game I ended up going for monk, and I think I put 2 classes into sorcerer, but really a monk is all I need. It's a very OP class in this game, and people use OP to describe a lot of things. The monk class is OP because I stunned Raphael for like 4 turns in a row. I'll show you later on, but it's pretty freaking powerful if you get the right movesets. And it's just fun as shit. Like, I love playing as the monk, and I think I'll do another playthrough as a monk in the future. Right now I'm playing as a Dark Urge sorcerer fighter, I think. I don't know. I always try to put classes that give me more actions, because in this game that matters a lot, especially if you don't have any potions of speed or anything like that. So we have reached the end of this video. However, do not despair, for there's much more Baldur's Gate 3 content to be had at a later date, as well as many more titles that we have been playing here at Dreaded Wave. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate you so very much, and I would appreciate it if you would subscribe and come back and like our videos. Have a great night. This is Vex, signing off.
Don't be looking at me like that. I don't roll like that. You keep it above the waist. What are you doing here?